What Once Was Mine, Chapter 45, Rapunzel. When she woke up, it was daylight. There was still no fire in the fireplace, and a bowl of soup, which had been placed terrifyingly silently on a table near the door, was also cold. Her bare feet were freezing. She was loath to touch any of the furs scattered around or on the wall. With barely any amusement, she wrapped her hair around her shoulders and chest like a shawl. Never in her life had she felt so empty. A completely negative, blank version of Rapunzel rattled inside her skin. If she were plopped back into her old tower again, knowing what she knew now about the world and her friends and magic, she would just escape it again. Here she couldn't escape, either of the tower itself or the one thought that raced around and around the stony tower inside her mind. Her mother only kept her around a cellar when she was old enough. If Gothel had been unfriendly and cruel, would it have been better? She wondered, stroking Pascal, who stayed hidden deep behind her neck, trying to stay awake in a lizard-killing chill. I would have been miserable growing up, but I wouldn't have been surprised or hurt by any of this now. Was it possible she loved me at all, in her own strange way? Can someone be so complicated? Can you love a person and also treat her like a disposable object? Or could she have actually loved me when I was little and stopped when I grew old enough to argue, to disagree? Do mothers do that? She pulled Pascal off her neck so she could see his response. He crossed his arms and frowned. Yes, bad mothers do, I guess. I guess mother is a complicated word. There's a difference between taking care of a thing and loving a person. Go out for adventure, come home for love. The good wife was right. She's exactly the sort of mother I'd want to be, if I were a mother someday. But not the kind of sorceress I'd want to be. I've already spent 19 years alone in a tower studying things. Once I figured out my powers, I want to use them. Spectacularly. Rapunzel frowned in thought. It's funny. Gothel only pretended she had powers, and yet she still managed to get all these lords and lady in the palm of her hand by acting all spooky and promising to sell them her spooky daughter. I guess that's a kind of power. Bathory was born with land, money, and power. She has everything anyone could want, and yet all she does is slake her thirst for gore and violence with innocent people. 3 powerful women, and all their powers used for ill, or nothing at all. But how do you get power in the world if you're not born a princess or a witch? Pascal was giving her a look. What? She asked. He pointed out the window, the direction of the castle where her parents ruled. Oh, I know, she said with a smile. I was born a crowned princess and a witch. In some ways, the most powerful woman of all. I should be able to go to do the most good, help the hungry villagers, save Magda, destroy Bathory. I know the only answer is to go home, whatever it winds up being. The lizard nodded. Unfortunately, I'm trapped. Really trapped this time. Unless I can get my magic to work usefully, there's no way out of this room, and I can't leave Magda. Once again, I'm all alone in a tower with no help at all. And that's when a small rock flew into her room, sailed past Pascal, and rolled into a corner. Rapunzel looked out the window and saw nothing. Not a bird, a strange storm, or anything. And the rock wasn't burning the way a fallen star would. Curious, she picked it up. Scratched on its surface in soot were the unmistakable initials F and G.